No, girls. So I don't know. Okay. Girls first. Sorry, hold on. That's not over yet. So, Natalia, thanks.
So who is with me here?
I know there's actually white flag. Okay, you the girls. Am I calling it?
A pleasant welcome to Kiltiernan in County Dublin, Ireland, where the weather today calls for 52 degrees Fahrenheit and for the rest of the world, 11 degrees Celsius and rain continuing for the next 2 hours. But I'm here, I'm dry, and we're ready for some flag football action. Good morning if you're tuning in from the United States or from Ireland, or good evening or an afternoon if you're tuning in from Asia. My name is Max Wolpoff. Welcome back to the final week of Claddagh League action for UCD American football. I want to run down the procedure for how today's going to go. UCD and the Belfast Trojans in green and white. You see them practicing there thanks to our lovely new camera, crowdfunded by all of you. They will face off first today. UCD is finishing their final 2 games of Claddagh League action in the round-robin series. Their next opponent will be their final one for the season against the North Down Dragons. UCD comes into today's game at 6-1 and currently sits second in the Claddagh League. As you might be able to hear the head coach of UCD, Paddy Sweeney, calling for one of his players, Blessed Funko, to come over, and I don't know precisely why, so I'm not going to speculate. Anyway, it's incredible to see all of you lovely people. It is currently 6:26 in the east coast of the United States, where I'm broadcasting today's game from, which means, quick math, it's 11:26 in Ireland. Ruby Elliott is the one you saw there throwing the ball for the Belfast Trojans. So the teams will now head into their huddles and get set for another game. Today's game, once again, as always with UCD American football, is brought to you by Tap House, Bar, Kitchen, and Sound. Proud partners of UCD American football, the perfect place for all your pre- and post-game events. And again, we're always happy to accept donations from our incredible watching public. If you're interested today, Revolut on the left for our Irish and European watchers, Venmo on the right for our more North American audience. We've had an incredible amount of support this season. We could not have gotten this camera as fast as we did without the support of all of you during the UCD tackle team against the Belfast Knights stream, covering most of the cost associated with getting the new camera. We're incredibly grateful for all of you who've decided to join us and make us part of your Saturdays, of your Sundays, and basically of any day you watch us when you watch the games back on YouTube. Mackenzie Pliskett will be the quarterback today for UCD. Sam Smith is still in the United States. Heard from her, she's attending a wedding, so she will be missing she will miss the last 4 games of UCD's season. However, I received word during the week about how next couple of weeks is going to go. So there will be a second phase of the Claddagh League season. I've mentioned before, and let me see if I can share quickly this tab instead. So the 10-team round-robin schedule concludes this week, and then they'll split into 2 divisions. So here is how those 2 divisions are going to go as I switch back to the game. The 2 divisions are going to operate like this. Top 5 and bottom 5 will split into separate seasons. All 5 teams within each half, the Fianna Bowl and the Claddagh Bowl, will play each other for seeding over the next 2 weeks. In each bracket, in the finals following the round-robin phase of the second half of the season, the 5th seed will play the 4th seed in a wild card format. Then the winners of that game will play the 1st seed. The second seed will play the third seed in the semifinals, and then the winners of those two games will play in the Claddagh Bowl as well as in the Fianna Bowl. I will probably have to say that again as the games go on. There were games earlier today from the rugby club that we're broadcasting from today in Ireland. This is the home of the Dublin Rebels. Good advice from head coach Paddy Sweeney. Stay as warm as possible amid this rainy, cold day from the Emerald Isle. Drop a comment in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm always curious to see the global reach of UCD American football. We're seeing the equipment check to make sure the flags are indeed pullable and not some carny act. Referee will call the captains forward. We will have the coin toss to determine who gets the ball first in today's first game for UCD. This is also the first game of the day for the Belfast Trojans. There will be two more slot times after this one. UCD will play in the first one, and they will be doing assistant refereeing in the second one. We will not be showing you the final games of the day, and nor will we be showing you the early games, because our mandate is UCD American football. And if American Football Ireland wants me to broadcast the selection or all of the games, more than happy to do so. Just tell me. We can make that work. Anyway, we're incredibly proud of what we've got so far this season. 6 wins and 1 loss for UCD. And UCD has won the toss. They've deferred their option for the second half. So the Trojans will begin with the ball, and that means UCD will open with the ball in the second half of action. So I believe it's going to be Ruby Elliott who will be taking the ball first for the Trojans as we're just about set to get underway. One of the benefits of the cloudy day is that the numbers on the uniforms are actually legible. And in part because their game is in Dublin, the pixels on the screen are actually nice, as opposed to last week in Belfast when, for whatever reason, the data hotspot just did not work. So Elliott from her own end zone. We're underway. Let's have some fun here. And that's a nice catch and run as a first down gain of about 8, we'll call it. I did get numbers and names for the various players. Monique Heasley is the one on that one. She started playing flag in 2024 with the Belfast Trojans and was part of the roster that went to the Claddagh Bowl championship game, with the Trojans lost 7-2 to the South Dublin Panthers. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Elliott takes a receiver in motion from the right. It's a low snap. She handles it. No, she didn't. Shively Blaine got the breakup, but the play was dead at the spot. All right, so the play stops there, and we go back to the original line of scrimmage. It is third down. Have to get midway over the field. Have to get about midway through the field to reset the downs. UCD had a relatively controversial safety last week when the ball on a snap was dropped in the end zone at the goal line, resulting in 2 points because the ball became dead on the goal line. Elliott has the snap. She'll throw deep, and everybody was not there. Looking for Emer Corrigan, who was underneath, and Heasley, who was over the top. Yeoman's work today for the officiating teams and coaching staffs, just working to keep the balls dry and usable, as UCD's tackle football head coach Dara Farrell is strutting his way onto the UCD sideline to check in with his offensive and defensive tackle Paddy Sweeney. Coffee in hand, he's ready for the day. Elliott's got all 3 receivers on the left. Lori Lee deep underneath, and it's incomplete. Anna King, the intended target, and the Trojans turn it over on downs. So So first drive did not go according to plan for the Claddagh Bowl runners-up from last season. 18 minutes of running clock for a 20-minute half. There will be 2-minute timing rules in effect. Anna Faria Sigler is the near side corner receiver. Pliskett underneath back to Veal, who snapped the ball to her. She'll stretch for a limited gain. So UCD gets the completion, but they don't get a whole lot on it. So here comes second down after maybe a 1-yard gain on that completion. Underneath toss again, caught by Houston, and she gets taken to the ground. And yes, there is a flag on the contact. Helen Smith got the pole, but sent Houston to the ground. As that, I believe, was Michael Harvey calling for the flag. As apparently it's going to be his duty today to wipe down the balls. So that illegal contact penalty, yes, it does result in an automatic first down. So it's still going to be first and midway. That's denoted by the slightly visible orange cone at midfield. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Pliskett in shotgun to take the ball. Veal sends it back, looking over the top, wanting Houston, gets it across the first down line, and out of bounds she is escorted.
Red three.
Good to see you, President McVeigh. Welcome in. So first down again. This is the 3rd first down play in a row for UCD. As Roisin Kean checks her wristlet. Underneath toss to Shore. Shore gets a few yards, gets around the pole, and she steps out of bounds around the 15-yard line. Faria Sigler, the one escorting her out, along with the help from Emer Corrigan. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. First second down play of the day for UCD. Underneath to Veal. And that is a quick pull inside the 10. I misspoke. That is actually the second down play. This is the first third down play, as the throw to Houston that resulted in the penalty was the second down play after a minimal gain on first. Hence what confused me. Bunch formation to the right of the snapper. Pliskett rolls and has Veal open. Can't get it to her. Incomplete. Corrigan broke it up. They'll switch out balls after 3 plays. And here is 4th down from inside the 10. Houston will go wide left. Shore in the slot to the right with Kean wide right. Veal over the ball. She'll send it back to Pliskett as the Trojans defend the goal line. All receivers now on the right side. Looking for Shore, and it's caught. Did she get the flagpole? No. And that is going to be a turnover on downs as the Trojans stop the play at the goal line. Lori Lee, I believe, is going to be the one on the designated rushing duties. She had 2 critical sacks for UCD in the game last week. One of the 2. It was against the Vipers game. Lee puts her hand up as Elliott will take the snap from the end zone. Lee is a long way to run for it, and it's a quick throw and catch. Ashley Craig, number 17. This is her 3rd year playing flag football. She played 12 years of netball, which, for anybody who's curious, netball is essentially basketball without the backboard. It looks very similar. It's not 100% the same. There are nuances and traditions and rules that basketball fans might be a bit confused by, which I certainly was when I watched netball for the first time. 2 receivers from the left, 1 in motion. She'll head out for a route. Looking over the top, and Heasley could not hang on to it. Houston pulled the flag, anticipating a catch, but Heasley did not bring the ball in. Here comes 3rd down. The short throw to Craig, the only positive gain so far on this drive. Five aside, the teams will play. No chance for a power play where one team gets an extra player, which was a feature of the fan-controlled football league many, many moons ago. Scoring play on the other side of the field. Lori Lee throws it over the top and incomplete for Elliott. It's now 4th down. Lee in her face, and Elliott misshoots her target. The team in yellow over there is either the Belfast Knights or the Louth Mavericks, and I'm not 100% sure which one it is. I believe it's the Knights, but I'm not going to say that with any certainty. UCD's next game is going to be against the North Down Dragons, who last week suffered the shock of the season, losing to the South Dublin Panthers white team. UCD's defense is going to shield up to defend the midfield line. Looking long and broken up, incomplete. Amazing breakup by Grace Hayden. And that's 2 straight turnovers on downs to open the game for the Trojans. Onto the field comes Pliskett. This is her first year playing flag. She's a second-year student at UCD studying social policy. 2 blitzer look for the Belfast Trojans defense. Only Craig runs, and it's a quick yank and a loss of yards on the toss play to Heather Shore. UCD tried the underneath route, and it did not go well. Bunch formation to the right of the ball. Veal stands over it. Craig on the rush. It's a double quarterback set. Pliskett can run. Close. He can get the flag. And that ends up being a positive gain. Craig looks like she's calling for shielding. And she's not going to get the call. So it results in a positive gain for UCD. It was a 5-yard gain to get it at the about 9.5-yard line. Got to get to that midfield line. 3rd down play. Pliskett wanting anybody to be open, and Veal broken up, incomplete. Flag on the play, as flag came off as well. Helen Smith went for a preemptive tackle. Can't really blame her. She's probably the most experienced player on this Trojan squad today. She started playing flag in 2017. 4th down, looking for the underneath toss to Veal. A long way to run, and she's not going to get there. So the teams trade turnovers on downs, as Heather Shore is going to be the one going in as the blitzer. Hayden had the breakup on 4th down last drive. She's in her first year studying sports science and has been playing since December of 2025. So Ruby Elliott back at the controls for the Trojans. And I see there are people in here. Drop a comment in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. First half of UCD and the Belfast Trojans is a scoreless one so far. 3rd time with the ball for the Trojans. Inside the end zone, low snap, not fielded well, and a second attempt pull on the catch and run for Hannah King. King is another experienced player. She began playing flag for the Trojans in October of 2019 and played only mixed gender flag up until 2023, which is when the Irish Wolfhounds created their first all-women's team. So Heasley takes the command to go to the slot right. She'll be the second receiver on the right-hand side. Heasley goes in motion now left. Elliott looking that direction first. And I can't see precisely what happened, but it's a pass to Craig, and she gets a 1st down. Second time crossing midfield today for the Trojans, and the camera has, of course, lost its connection. This happens from time to time. It normally is nothing to worry about. Tuning in from Oscar. I need to put you in timeout. Camera has returned. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Elliott from midfield line. Oregon goes in motion. Elliott looking, finds Craig. It's a quick pull from first down pass once again, looking for Craig. Ashley's been open for plenty of action in today. From the 10.5 or so. King will snap the ball back to Elliott. This is second down. UCD defending the goal line. Trojans looking for their first score of the day. Elliott scrambling, looking, and throwing underneath, incomplete. Shore had the pull as well. They rule the pass came first. So this third down goes back to the previous line of scrimmage, and they're once again 10.5 yards away. The no rushing zone is at the 5, denoted by the second set of yellow cones on the field. On plays starting at the 5-yard line and inside going up to the goal line, you must throw the ball forward. Receiver in motion. Here's a run. Looking for pylon. And didn't get a pull. No! Touchdown Trojans. First score of the day belongs to Belfast. The Trojans will line up to go for 1. You have 2 options. You can go for 1 from the 5 or 2 from the 10. Should the play result in a defensive score, by rule, it is automatically 2 points. And not what I believe the rule to be initially, where you get the points that the offense lined up for. 3 receivers left. Elliott's got a lot of options. She'll roll that direction, looking at the pylon, and gets it. So the conversion is good. It's a 7-point lead, Belfast. Sam, we're happy you're here anyway. The Trojans come into today's game tied with UCD in record in standings at 6-1. They are in third place by virtue of point differential and the fact that teams have not played head-to-head until just now. Third drive of the game for UCD. Pliskett gets it to Veal, probably looking for Kean. Veal stuck a hand out thinking it was for her, and ultimately neither of them catch it.
Whenever you see that, always look at trying to
2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Back to Pliskett from the end zone. Underneath, incomplete for Houston. Premature flag pull from Helen Smith. So 2 plays in a row of no yards. UCD stuck at their own 5. Back to Pliskett. Third down throw. Finds Houston. Positive yards. Nobody's pulled it yet. And finally a yank from Smith. As UCD gets just over half the yards they need, this brings up 4th down. Both teams will have now had the ball 3 times. As the first half is drawing closer to the 2-minute warning.
Lauren, that will be a flag on you.
Same receivers each side as Shore will shift to the left. Craig is the designated runner. All receivers now going to the left of the quarterback. Pliskett looking for that first down line, going over the top of Houston. Got it complete! Corrigan on the stop, preventing the score, but UCD crosses midfield. And that's a first down.
Come back.
As Patty Sweeney calls out for one of the single worst football parody movies of all time, The Comebacks. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Shore underneath, now back for Veal. And she gets around 1 pull, gets inside the 10, about the 7, maybe the 8. Second down. They're outside the no rushing zone. This is from the 6. Underneath, looking across for Kean, and that's Houston, incomplete. Emily is in her 2nd year playing flag football following a breakout season last year for UCD's team that finished 3rd in Claddagh League, losing in the semifinals to this Trojan squad. Pliskett looking for anybody to get open, maybe a coverage stack as everyone stayed behind, and it's way over the head, incomplete. Probably for the best that went incomplete on third down. And here is fourth. The reason it was probably for the best is if it was a coverage sack, the ball is dead wherever the quarterback is standing. Looking for anybody inside, Ian, get this complete. And it stopped short. On a pull from Amy Sheridan right at the goal line. Down judge was all over it. Houston could not get the push over the line. And now that teams have had the ball 3 times, it is the 2-minute warning of this first half. Clock will stop for incompletions, turnovers, as well as changing of the downs. Here comes the first play. From the end zone, caught by Heasley. Houston and Fonko going for her. Both can't get her. Grace Hayden is the one on the stop. Trojans leading by 7 over UCD. These teams have likely secured their spot in the top 5 and will play each other again for seeding in the second phase of this season. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. This is second down, about 3 yards to go for that first down line. Elliott looking over the top, got it, had a receiver wide open, incomplete. Wanted Hannah King, but threw it over her head. This is now third down and about 3 yards to go. A lot of games going on at once here. UCD coming to field number 2. 1 minute, 19 seconds. Elliott's got 2 receivers to her left. She'll look that way first. Wanting someone in again, throwing it away. That is now fourth down. That play only took 5 seconds. And if UCD can get a stop here, they'll get a chance at the ball, and they have both of their timeouts remaining. Belfast has both of their timeouts. Because of 2-minute timing rules, all incompletions result in the clock stopping. They'll keep the same formation. They'll actually bring the far right receiver in closer. That's Craig. Elliott will now go take a snap from under center. She'll throw it quickly and incomplete. Elliott wanted a quick toss to Craig, thinking they could pull one over. And the pass, a little errant. 3 missed passes in a row for Ruby Elliott. As here's Mackenzie Pliskett and UCD going on offense for the 4th time, looking to make this game a little more manageable heading into the second half, where they will split with the ball. Triangle formation on the right. Toss back to Houston. Pliskett can run, Pliskett can throw. She throws it to Veal, and it's incomplete. Smith was all over her. Houston, Shore, and Kean are the 3 receivers spread wide. Veal becomes an eligible receiver when she sends the ball back. Kean, the toss is to her. Got plenty of room, a lot of room down the sideline. And out of bounds. That does stop the clock. UCD will be able to keep both of their timeouts. We're just under 1 minute to go. 59 seconds. It is third down. As the Trojans, they've only brought 7, 5 on the field, 2 on the sideline. And caught by Houston. Gets he stretch for the first down? No, short. UCD is going to try to preserve their 2 timeouts. This is 4th down. Got to get the first down here. They're 2 yards away. Brisket, display looking for everything here. Broken up. Wanted score. And Oregon broke it up. Trojans a chance at the ball again. On fourth down, Brisket took a risk. 36 seconds left for the Trojans to add to their lead. 2-minute warning coming from a different side of different field today. Part of the problem of multiple games running at once with a single microphone is we pick up a lot of audio that doesn't apply to our game. In the automatic starting position, Elliott back in the end zone. Shore on the run underneath. And Shively Blinn is able to eventually pull the flag. Timeout Trojan. They get it to Corrigan following her breakup of the previous pass for UCD that ended their drive. Corrigan is a UX developer. She's working for a company that specializes in learning management systems. And she's learned quite a bit about UCD's offense and defense from her time playing with the Trojans for the last 2 years. He also plays camogie for her home county, County Kerry. And if we're going to keep running down her bio that she gave me for last year's Claddagh Bowl final, she also is a Irish dancer who has danced for a long time and competitively across the island. Had me and Mohammed Ramadan matching with. Ramadan, the coach for the Belfast Trojans. I'm not 100% sure if that's him on the other side of the field. I don't quite remember what he looks like or have a perfect recollection of his face. This is second down. Shore at the end zone. Finds Heasley. She dropped it. Had Hayden in her face for the quick tackle, but ended up going for an incomplete pass. The short gain on first, the no gain on second. This is third down. Drop your questions in the chat. We'll have a little bit of time to answer them at the half. It is a 7-0 lead for the Trojans. This is their 5th time with the ball in this first half. We're inside of about 30 seconds to go. 3 receivers left, nobody to the right. The snapper's going to go that direction. Score from the end zone, looking for everything here. And apparently it was caught. I didn't see the catch nor where it went, so that was third and 17 seconds to go. They got everything there. Wow, big gain down the sideline on the blind spot of this camera. That's a huge play for the Trojans as it puts the goal line in play. Franco and Houston will switch coverage positions. Shore the rush. Elliott the throw. And a quick pull from Franco as she throws the flag down on the throw to Hannah King. As I believe the Trojans are going to call their second of 2 timeouts. 5 seconds. So probably the final play of the half. It's second down Trojans from, I'll call it 14 yards to go for the goal line. Might be more like 15. Again, with a not completely lined field, I'm a bit at the mercy of these cones and my not great depth perception with these legally blind eyes to where the ball is going to be and how far away it might be. All positioning is indeed relative on this field. As what do the Trojans have drawn up here for probably the final play of the half? King will stand over the ball. Corrigan, the far receiver to the left. Craig and Heasley are on the right. Shore will run toward Elliott. Elliott looking for the end zone for King. It's incomplete. Hayden had coverage. King is appealing for a flag in the end zone, and she's not going to get it. there's time for one more play. No flag on the play. Foul occurs in the end zone. It is called as one of the and they did call the foul. They did call the foul in the end zone. So this will be marched all the way to the doorstep.
Half the distance, Luna. It's not 10 yards.
As question about enforcement of the previous play, it is a half the distance penalty because this is not the United Football League where they march the full distance of the penalty until they get to the goal line, and then it's just automatically at the 1. So the Trojans will get one more play here. At a minimum, a defensive penalty would, just like this, grant the Trojans another chance. So Hayden prevents the touchdown. Can UCD do the same thing again here? All receivers left side. King sends it back to Elliott. Shore on the rush. And a lot of times she gets around Shore inside at the goal line. Touchdown Trojans. Emer Corrigan gets it through. So the Trojans double their advantage. Go from 7 to 13 and line up for 1 to make it a true double. UCD will open the next half with the ball, but the Trojans make full use of their last play of the half. Trojans are 1 for 1 today on conversions. Elliott fields the snap at her knees, going for Craig, and incomplete. So it's now 13-0 Trojans at the half. Update the graphic while we've got a chance. So, hi everybody. I'm Max Wolpoff, tuning in at 7 o'clock Eastern in the United States. It is a rainy day in County Dublin where this game is being played. Game time temperature was at 11 degrees Celsius, which is about 52, 53 degrees Fahrenheit for my American friends. UCD turned the ball over on downs all 4 times they had the ball. The closest they came was an underneath toss to Kean inside the 5, who just couldn't complete the stretch over the goal line. And I believe that was on the 3rd of their drives. Hi again, everybody. We're thrilled to see that people are tuning in for UCD American football. Flag edition. Let's see if this tea is cold. Nope, that's still hot. So Elliott is a new player for the Belfast Trojans, and as a result, I don't have a bio for her. So other than her name and her number, I don't know much about her. But she's got 2 touchdown passes today. That gives the Trojans a 13-0 lead. Mackenzie Pliskett has not quite been as efficient as the previous weeks for UCD. I will once again share the standings here for UCD American football. They are currently sitting in second, tied with the Trojans at 6-1 by virtue of having 104 plus points on their season, which is more than the Trojans have at plus 49. This gives UCD the advantage in seeding for now. This cutoff line is a key one here, as it appears as though the North Down Dragons are safe, but another loss to UCD in the later game today, or a loss in their earlier game from today, which I don't know the result of, is a major opportunity for UCD to stay in the top 5. They are guaranteed top 5 placement. The Red Boats cannot catch them. The Dragons cannot catch them. The Wolves cannot catch them. and I don't believe the Mavericks could catch them as well. Panthers Navy still has to play the games today, but they are still no losses on the season, and the Belfast Knights are pulling up the rear at 0-7. So we're back underway as UCD opens the half with the ball. Again, the standings are a very important part of this. Getting into the top 5 is what matters. Once they cross over into the second half of the season against each other, the seeding, I don't know what will happen if it's you carry over your seeding and record, or if it's a clean slate where you start at 0-0. I did not ask that question of Patty, and I should have. So, but anyway, a new round robin series will begin with those 5 teams. So that means 4 more games for UCD and the Belfast Trojans. Actually, there will be 4 more games for everybody else as well. First play of the second half. Let's have some more fun. Underneath, looking for Shore. First catch of the day, and she's going to get some yards running away from pressure. Amy Sheridan is the near side coverage receiver for the Trojans as Ashley Craig puts her hand in the air. Kean in motion. Pliskett looking that way. Finds Veal. Short gain. Stop on the play. It's now another one for Smith. All right. This is third down. Have to get to the midfield line, which is about 8 to 9 yards away. Craig has to line up 7 yards ahead of the ball if she's going to rush the quarterback, which she will. Looking deep down the field for Kean. Oh, he pulled it in over coverage. You just got lost. Anna Faria Sigler, you just got mossed by Roisin Kean. Wow. It's not usual you see somebody get mossed in flag football, but dang, that was nice. First down UCD is what that results in. Receivers all bunched to the right of the snap. Pliskett will roll that way. Wants Houston going underneath, and there's a flag on the play in the backfield. It's broken up by Faria Sigler. Check the. And that is a shielding call, likely against Veal. And they'll just repeat the down and march UCD 5 yards back. So Pliskett gets Shore to the slot left. Kean will now go also to the left. Looking over the top, finds Shore. And Shore keeps the ball inside the 10 on the first down completion. Pliskett had Houston over the top as well. But by the time Houston broke open, the pass was already in the air. 2 receivers now lined up right. Houston will go a few steps to her left to complete the formation. Pliskett takes the wide snap. Everybody stays back. Looking for Shore. Back of the end zone. It's almost caught on the rebound by Houston, but dropped. Incomplete. It is now third down from the 8. Those are the painful ones for a quarterback when you've got 2 receivers who have a chance to catch it and neither of them do. Yeah, that's an for sure for Sam, who knows the pain as a quarterback. 2 receivers right, Houston a few steps to the left. Now she'll go to the right as well. Craig will rush. Pliskett has to get rid of it, throws it up for grabs. It is brought down. And there's going to be a flag on the play as well. Michael Harvey lobbying for that to be a catch from the sideline. As flag on the play, they're going to rule it an incomplete pass. So whatever happens here, it's an incompletion on the play. So let's check the penalty and see what's going. They actually just changed the result. It's a touchdown. And it's a foul on the defense, so the points will stand. UCD is on the board. So that is now 13-6 UCD. Wow, all right. Took a little bit there, but the discussion from the officiating staff results in that being a touchdown for UCD. UCD now trails by 7. Got to throw the ball forward for a 1-point conversion, wanting Houston. She'll stretch for the line, and she gets it. So UCD is on the board with 7 points, and that makes it a 6-point ball game. Quite the catch for UCD in the end zone. I believe that was Ian on the touchdown, but once they get far enough away from the camera, the numbers start to get less legible, and there's no number on the front for UCD's uniform. There is for the Trojans, so it's a little bit easier to spot who's who. Elliott will take the snap again. Trojans giving up their first points of the game. Trojans, this is their first time with the ball, finds King. Fonko the quick yank, and that's a 4-yard gain on first down. Trojans went 2 for 5 on their offensive drives in the second half of action. First half. 13-7, this second down play. Craig will line up far right. Heasley and I believe Corrigan are on the left side with King at the snap. Corrigan in motion. Back to Elliott. Perfect snap. Lori Lee on the rush. And just inside the coverage. UCD tried to play for the interception. It's cost them 6 points. Touchdown Trojans. Oregon yanked it away. UCD played for the breakup. It did not work. 19-7 as the teams trade opening drive touchdowns in the second half. Aggressive defense from Shively Blinn, unfortunately, results in UCD giving up 6 points. Now defend the goal line on this 1-point play. Elliott takes the snap from King once again. She'll roll left, looking for the pylon. Same play as their first, as this one is successful again, and that makes it a 20-7 lead. So we are about back where we started. UCD trails by 13. Get your questions in now. It's an 18-minute rolling clock. I'll be able to answer questions in the 2-minute warning as well as at the interval between the games. Trojans from their own end zone. Fake off the floor, looking for Ian, gets it to her, and another stop for Corrigan. Second down. We're thrilled all of you have decided to make us part of your Saturday morning, or closing in on afternoon in Ireland as well. Score for I believe the Belfast Knights. Underneath to Veal, and they again play for breakup for Smith. It's a short gain. Get closer to that first down line at midfield.
Screen toss.
They are, I'll call it 4 yards away from that first down line. So you switch it, rusher. Looking for somebody to get open. Finds Veal, crosses that first down line and no further. Corrigan on the stop. UCD checks cross. Feria Sigler is the one on rushing duties for the Trojans on that last play. I don't know if it's Feria Sigler or Sigler. I'm not 100% sure because she didn't tell me. I'm just going off what I see. Pliskett with the receiver from the left side. And again for a lob pass. Ian. And Craig stops her on first down. This will be second down and 15, maybe 16 to the end zone. Pliskett finds Kean out of her reach. Incomplete, wanted Houston. Kean in the end zone and Veal underneath to the left. It's a rainy day in Dublin, so they're going to rotate the balls out frequently to keep them as dry as they can. Although, granted, if you're rubbing a wet ball with a wet rag, I'm not sure how much drier the ball is going to be. Two receivers left, one to the right. Trojans playing a straight line defense. Over the top, wanting Shore, incomplete. She never came back for the ball. And that was third down. Now fourth, as the Trojans come back to offense, up by 13, looking to put a nail in the coffin here. As a 3-score lead of under a half to go is an awfully high hill to climb in this sport, no matter how high scoring it is.
Oh, yeah. So I've been told.
Lee is the designated rusher for UCD, who are playing a rollover coverage to the right. All receivers to the left of the offense. Craig fell down, and Heasley has the ball. The flagpole came before the contact, so they ruled no foul on Houston. This is Belfast's second time with the ball in this half. The referee is discussing something with her counterparts. Now two receivers will line up right. Heasley and Craig. It'll be Corrigan far left. King sends it back. May have gotten away with a false start. Busted Bonko on the sideline. UCD. First turnover of the game results in 6 points for UCD. Now that is the momentum shifting play UCD was needing. It is 13-20. Good to see some of the Trojans players are tuning into our stream, knowing full well the Trojans aren't going to show their own games. And yes, that's a dig. Pliskett back to throw for the conversion, and underneath, it's intercepted. Got to get the pull here. She gets it across midfield, and a yank from Houston saves 2 points. That could have been disastrous for UCD. It is still a 7-point game, as the Trojans will go back on offense. UCD's only had the ball twice. This is now the third time with the ball for the Trojans. But Fonko with a pick six changes the dynamic of this game. All receivers to the left of the quarterback. Elliott will toss it back. And underneath for Heasley. Heasley gets it. Fonko going after her. And eventually gets pulled from Houston. Second down. Gosh, that's good, T. 7-point game. Second and I'll call it 5. Everybody tight around the snapper. Belfast just has to get to that faint orange cone to reset the chains as Elliott, it's going to be a fake handoff play. Looking long for Heasley. They got Heasley down the sideline. Touchdown, Trojans. Now that was quite a play design and a great execution. Trojans restore the lead they gave up with the pick six. Make it a 13-point game. So all 3 of Belfast's drives in this second half have gone for points. 2 of them have gone for offensive points, and 1 went for the defense. UCD will defend the goal line for this 1-point try. Elliott steps up into the pressure for Lee. Had 2 receivers chanced at it, and Craig off her hands, incomplete. It stays a 13-point advantage as the UCD offense, for the first time in a few minutes, will take the field.
Oh my god.
They are 50% on drives this half,
That was devastating.
and 1 for 7 overall in the game.
Now that they're injured.
Fake the toss to Shore. Pliskett keeps it underneath, and for Kean, Smith breaks it up. Got handsy early in the coverage there. Back to the automatic starting field position at the 5. We'll see what the play call here is for Green Bay's NFL team, of which I am a part owner. Double toss play. And she can run. And down the sideline she goes for positive yards. So Pliskett on the toss back from the motion receiver Houston.
Here, I can be it.
Now all receivers are going to line up a bunch left of the snap. Underneath reveal, and she does not get a whole lot, but Sheridan makes the stop. Not 100% sure what this is going to be. I don't know if I've heard this play call before.
That's one's like he said, yeah, you feel free to go play.
Score at the moment is at the bottom of the screen, 26-13. Trojans in the lead. Underneath reveal, she catches it. Shore set up in a good position on this third down play. And that was fourth. So UCD fails to convert again. No turnovers today, but all on downs. The defense has 6 points. The offense has 7 for UCD. And in a 13-point game, a long drive here for Belfast, whether they score or not, might put the game out of reach for UCD. There is no 4th and 12, make it, take it type of play, which I think would be a fun addition to the flag football rules, personally. All receivers right. Elliott fields the wide snap. Lee on the rush, finds Corrigan. At the sideline, dances around Hayden, getting through to Fonco. Houston and Fonco team up for the stop. As both flags get pulled. That was an unusual whistle. I thought we were stopping for the 2-minute warning. All receivers are going to go staying to the right. Helen Smith will line up as a receiver as well. Elliott back to throw. Camera pans toward the receivers. Ball's going in, and contact in the secondary. Hannah King and Shively Blinn both collide. It just results in an incomplete pass. So this will be 3rd down Trojans. 2 explosive touchdown plays for the Belfast Trojans are proving to be the difference here. 1 for Corrigan and 1 for Heasley. As beyond that, it's an interception for UCD that resulted in 6 points and 1 long offensive drive to open the half. UCD did not score on any of their 5 drives in the first half. And the Trojans are letting the clock run to the 2-minute warning. All right. Teams will just reset. They've just been warned that there are 2 minutes. There's not going to be a TV timeout. We don't have commercials to run. Motion from Smith. You're going to hand it off to her. She gets the first down and a little bit more. Fonco gets through, and eventually Shively Blinn on the stop. Belfast has no incentive to move quickly. It is 26-13. Trojans on top. We once again thank everybody for joining us as part of their Saturday morning or afternoon or evening. No matter where you're tuning in, we're grateful you're here. We've had a few people tune in for UCD, including a current roster player, Sam Smith, who is back in the United States for the purposes of a wedding that she is attending. Bunch formation from the 10. Elliott takes the ball. Handoff to Smith. It's a handoff. And at the 5, Fonko yanks the flag and loses it in her hand. The clock is going to run. UCD's running out of time here. This is second down. Each team only has 2 chances to stop the clock. They get the ball to the 4. So that play is no longer in effect here for the Trojans. This is the no rushing zone. Belfast must run a passing play from here. Lee is the designated runner for UCD. Smith, Heasley are the receivers to the right. Corrigan, the receiver to the left. King sends it back. Elliott steps up into pressure, finds the receiver that everybody forgot about, and Hannah King is into the end zone again. Touchdown, Trojans.
Guys, who is there?
Fair enough question from, I believe that was Kaylee Veal shouting that out on the sideline, as that looks like it is going to be the result of this game. Trojans 32, UCD 13. Inside of 2 minutes. This is an untimed down. The 3 minutes is for some other game going on. I believe there's 4 going on simultaneously today, as all the teams are going to finish the first portion of their season today. Elliott for the 1-point try. Lee on the rush, back to the receiver, incomplete. So the Trojans only get conversions on 2 of their touchdowns today. They're 2 for 5. UCD's offense goes back out there to see what they can get here. Faria Sigler is still going to be the designated runner. Pliskett back to Veal. Underneath toss. Veal is surrounded and stopped. Sheridan on the stop, as well as Corrigan and Smith. I believe Aisling Miller is now going to be the one rushing, and she steps up too close for the blitz. Over the top of her as Veal gets it on another underneath toss play. UCD is going to call one of their 2 timeouts. There's 34 seconds left. It's extremely unlikely UCD comes back to win this game from this far down. They would basically need to score on this play and get 2 pick sixes in a row, which, again, possible, but not plausible. Next game for UCD will be against the North Down Dragons, who are at 5th place. I believe they're still they were 4-3 entering today. They might be 5-3. They might be 4-4. Looking for Shore. First down. This is going to cause this stuff. He ran back behind the line. And Shore, yeah, I echo the question, Patty. Why is she running backward? This is a first down UCD. And UCD is going to line up. This is first down UCD. Heather's too far forward. She needs to step back behind the ball, and she does. Toss play from Houston back to Pliskett. She can run, she can throw, she's going to run. Gets to the sideline, and the clock is going to run. Timeout called immediately. Mohammed Ramadan saying the clock should run, and he's right based on where the play ended. But Patty Sweeney and UCD have 1 timeout left, and they're going to do so. So UCD's offense gone cold here against the Trojans' defense, as the Trojans have torched UCD's offense for 5 touchdowns today, 3 in the second half and 2 in the first. But cold comfort they can take. Blessed Fonko with the pick 6 kept them in this game late. Again, 2 of Belfast's touchdowns were as a result of an aggressive defense trying for a play on the ball as opposed to a play on the person. So UCD out of timeouts. I believe we're under 30 seconds to go in the second half, which is under 30 seconds to go in the game. Pliskett with 2 receivers right, she'll take the ball. Looking over the top, finding a receiver, and tipped incomplete. Had a receiver on the rebound, but could not get it. This is third down UCD. And Pliskett will be called over. There's 10 seconds left. I heard that. Sweeney and Pliskett will put a hand over their mouths as if they're manager and pitcher discussing strategy for a key 2-out rally. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Pliskett rolls right, stops underneath to Veal, and Veal's going to try for getting out of bounds. She does not. UCD is going to work on their hurry up here, and Veal's got to hand it back to the referee to spot the ball. They're running out of time. And Pliskett, Maria Sigler coming in and looking for Shore, incomplete. And that is the end of the game. Trojans with a 32-13 victory.
Okay, let's line up in the midfield and walk across.
From Key Biscayne, Florida, tuning in today. I hope the weather there is better than it is in Dublin, because boy, does it look like it's raining and miserable. 32-13, UCD drops the first game to the Trojans. We're going to take a short break here on UCD American Football. On the season, league play. Weather's spectacular here. Thanks for rubbing it in, Dad. UCD versus the North Dragons will be the next game on this channel. I'm going to be taking a short break. If you're interested, please consider a donation to support UCD American Football. We are unable to do these streams without your loyal support. Revolut is on the left, Venmo is on the right. UCD versus the Northdown Dragons will be starting up shortly. I'll be back. Drop your questions in the chat. I want to know what people are thinking about. I'll answer reasonable inquiries when I come back.
I'm just like, they're all going, and I'm just,
It's easy to get caught up. Like, you can... Might suggest things.
Trojans on me. Trojans on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes.
Jenny, where do you want? You're pulling it perfect. I was like, are you want me to stand here or we're going down there?
Yeah. Girls, okay, 4 players, let's go. 4 players.
Hey, pleasant welcome back, everybody. UCD will be starting their next contest against the North Down Dragons. As I update all my graphics to reflect the fact that the game is going to be next. Give me a moment, everybody. Dragons. So that will go there. Thrilled to have all of you along for the ride today, as it is a rainy, cloudy, overcast day from the Emerald Isle.
Amy, that was fantastic.
So, score update from the 10 a.m. games. No, I have no updates. As I believe the Dragons are warming up now. That's the uniform I recognize. I'll drop over here for a second. Hi, everybody. So these were the standings coming into today's games, as UCD just dropped their first game of the day. And the Dragons, I don't know what happened in their earlier contest. Need a all right. Give me a second to Give me a second to get to the schedule today. Here it is. So the Dragons played South Dublin Panthers Navy today. Oh dear. And they will now play UCD. Panthers White will play the Louth Mavericks next, and the Belfast Knights will play Panthers Navy as those teams end their season. The Belfast Knights played Panthers White in the earlier game. As we're still, again, I will point out that the 10-team round robin schedule is this half of the season. The league will be split into 2 different divisions based on the standings, and they will then play another round robin series where top 5, which here is denoted by the standings heading into today, will all play each other. And this bottom 5, as I try to just highlight them, will all play each other looking for the championship called the Fianna Bowl, which has now been created for this year. And the top half of the league will play for the Claddagh Bowl. But I sadly do not have updates from the 10 a.m. games or the other 11:30 game. This will be UCD's final game of the day and their final game of the round robin season. They enter this contest at 6-2, which is good enough for 3rd place for sure. So, sorry, Bengals Pro, I don't have updates from the 10 a.m. games. The schedule that AFI put out led me to believe there would only be 2 pitches today. However, it looks like there is more than 2, as there are 2 here, and if the camera decides to pan over a little bit more to the right, there is a 3rd. And also as evidenced by the fact that a football came flying into the field the UCD was playing on from another field, from camera side, leads me to believe there's at least a 3rd. Anyway, who's got questions? We've got a little bit of time. The game is going to start, scheduled to start at 8 o'clock Eastern, and that is math, 1 o'clock local. Math was never my specialty. There's a reason I stopped taking math classes after my first year of college, and it's because my major didn't require more than 1 class. Math does follow me everywhere, so it is something I do use, but I have calculators to take care of most of it. We're thrilled all of you are with us today. If anyone's got questions, now's a good time to answer them as the Northdown Dragons are going through their warm-up. I apologize in advance about the Dragons roster. I got names and numbers for 5 players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like they've got 8. So if it's not the 5 players I have, I don't know who they are. The names I have on their roster, Samantha Black, Chloe Edie, I believe is that pronunciation, Faith Luke, Sophie Lachlan, Sarah Galbraith and Susan Galbraith, Zoe Thompson, Jade Brennan, Anna Devaney, and Haley Brown are the roster players I have for the Dragons today. No bios, no positions, and the only people with numbers are Black, Edie, Lachlan, and the 2 Galbraiths. So I'm not 100% sure who the rest of the team is because I see they've brought 8 and I have 9 names. They might have 9. But if they have players that aren't the numbers I have listed, I apologize in advance. I am unable to talk about them. Hopefully, if the Dragons do qualify for the next half of the Claddagh Bowl season, then I will be able to get names and roster information for those players by the time UCD plays them again. So let me see if I can go back in the UCD group chat to see. When the next games are going to be for UCD. I'm not. All right. So May 26th and June 6th are going to be the next games on the calendar for May 26th is a Tuesday, so that's an interesting choice. I might have my information mixed up with a different date. Okay, the 6th and the 27th are going to be the next two dates. I knew I was wrong about something. So the 6th will be in 2 weeks, and the 27th is in 3 weeks after that. I have been led to believe UCD will be hosting on June 6th, and the Trojans will be hosting on June 27th. That is going to be before the Shamrock Bowl Conference playoffs, and it is going to be around UCD games, which again, there's a lot of overlap between the coaching staff as well as some players on the tackle football rosters and support staff with the flag football rosters and support staff. So a lot of overlap between the two squads, a lot of overlap between various clubs who field teams in both leagues. In last year's case, it was 3 championship games all decided on a single day, and that was the Harp Bowl, Claddagh Bowl, Shamrock Bowl. I still remember it was a long day of football. It was a lot going on, but that is last year. This year, there is a different schedule. This year, there's going to be Harp Bowl, Shamrock Bowl on one day. That's still going to be the same July 18th that you've all been probably made aware of. And the flag football finals will be, I believe, the following week. I don't know where the flag finals are going to be held. I'm not 100% sure what the event is, whether there will be tickets sold, whether there won't be tickets sold. But anyway, we've still got 13 minutes or so before the next game starts or is scheduled to. So if you got time, if you got questions, send them my way. I'll answer reasonable inquiries, or otherwise I'll just filibuster for another 12 minutes or so.
Guys, can you get the paper spray, please?
We've got them.
Oh, yeah. Guys, well, like, you're not doing anything if you just stand. No,
So the Dragons last week suffered a shocking defeat to South Dublin Panthers Navy, which was South Dublin Panthers White. It wouldn't have been a surprise to lose to the Navy team. But Panthers White, that was their first victory as a club since the Panther squad bifurcated to start the season. As it looks like the Dragons are getting warmed up. So I'm going to zoom in on them on my end, see if I can at least denote who is in what positions, as already I see a number that I don't have assigned as the snapper. So that's just lovely. 12, I believe, is no, that's 17, also a number I don't have. So that's just great. When I rule the world. Yeah, with the shorthanded nature of the roster for the Dragons, it's certainly interesting that they've got, it looks like they've got 7 players in uniform and a few out of uniform, or at least not showing their uniforms. Chloe Edie is the quarterback, or at least is the one lining up taking the throws. As 25, Susan Galbraith is the one who rushed her on that mock play. Just trying to identify players as I see them. 17, I don't have a name for. Yeah, at least for the Trojans, I had a full roster with full names. I didn't get bio information for some of the newer players like Ruby Elliott. However, I did get the bios from last year, which was helpful. Yeah, we're still waiting on this game to start. We're about 10 minutes or so away from this game beginning. This will be UCD's final game of the first portion of the Claddagh Bowl season. UCD has qualified. They guaranteed themselves a top 5 position in the 10-team league. They will move into the second phase of the season, which will be round-robin style matchups against the other 4 teams that qualify. Number 6 is also a name that I don't as a number that I don't have a name attached to. So, yeah, this is going to be a lot more difficult to call than the previous game because the Trojans gave me a full roster. At least I know who the quarterback is, so that's helpful to a degree. I am looking forward to the nap I take after these games because I still have to work tonight at baseball, for longtime viewers of this channel or those who've watched some of our recorded games, you might know that I work for 2 different baseball teams, and that's a nice sack. And I don't have a name for that number. Darn. Nice sack, though. So UCD is going to line up. They'll get themselves warmed up.
Someday it's going to happen.
Bengals Pro, I am going to reach out to the UCD chat, see if anybody's got other stuff for the scores for the other game. I may need to take another break on my end, but I'll keep the warm up so people can watch the teams play, as my stomach's reacting poorly to breakfast from this morning. So I'm going to take a short break, and I'll be back in time for the start of the game, but I'll let you guys watch warm-ups.
But just go with it. Just go with it. What's your line?
Nice ball, Chloe. Good job.
Absolutely lock elbow and try to get that. That's the limit of my steps. Forward, backward.
There's not. There's also not enough garage culture.
People don't have speedboats. Well, you know, maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot. Maybe I'm not enough time. There's a lot of big lakes along the shore.
Yeah, but there are not a lot of speedboats.
Yeah, but like there must be people that live on. There must be people who have lakefront property in Loch Durg and Loch Ray and
What?
Loch Nee and whatever.
Can you get the tiger ball out of my pocket?
Hey everybody, I'm back. Sorry about the delay. Let's see if I got any score updates. I did not. So, sorry to everyone who might have been looking for results from other games going on today, but I don't have them. I can promise you milk and cookies, but if the oven's broken, you're just getting milk. UCD and the Northdown Dragons are going through their final preparations as we cross into the 8 o'clock Eastern hour. Once again, Max Wolpoff, the voice of UCD American football. I can't thank the O'Brien family enough for making me this. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. Every time I use this, I think about all the good times that I had in Ireland, and there were many. There were also plenty of questionable moments and a few very bad ones. As with, living anywhere, I guess. Looks like Grace Hayden and Lori Lee will be captains for this coin toss. I'm going to take off my watch and let that charge. So, the Northdown Dragons up against the UCD students today. I'll put the score bug up. People can keep up with the game as we go. All right. So UCD will open with the ball. And they will go from right to left. First play temperature today for UCD was 11 degrees and in the pouring rain. Well, maybe not quite pouring, but, it was raining. I will reiterate for those just joining us, I do not have names for at least 4 of the players on Northdown. I do have name assignments for a grand total of 5 people. And there's more than 5 people on the Dragons roster for today's game. So, UCD opens with the ball, sky blue versus a different shade of blue. This is where I wish teams had home and road uniforms to avoid color confusion on days like this. Hand off to Shore, and she gets around the first player. She'll get into a maze of defenders. And a quick pull from one of the 5 names I have, Sarah Galbraith. First play is a run for about 8 yards. So UCD going with their running game to start today. Another from under center. They hand it off to Shore again. And Shore, quick pull. Did she get the first down? Yes. Maybe. No. Well, so now Northdown is going to bunch up. Those 3 players inside of 7 yards, now 4, are not allowed to rush the quarterback, but they are allowed to defend the running play. Pliskett has it, toss to Kean, and it's a gain for a first down.
That's Colin, not me.
Northdown needs to get better uniforms because those numbers are not really legible once they get bunched up like that. Yikes. All right, 2 receivers to the right. It's Veal, and she can't get it. Caught by Shore. All right, so that turns an incomplete pass into a positive gain, as this is second down UCD from inside the 10, about 7-8 yards away. That was impressive. And all snaps from under center here for UCD. This is a complete shift in their offense.
Stripping the ball with little violence.
Two receivers right, one to the left. Pliskett, short drop back for Shore. She catches it. Flagpole at the goal line, and she's about a yard away. This is third down. UCD's inside the no rushing zone. Must throw the ball forward. Pliskett will line up in shotgun for the first time in this game. Rusher is the furthest one away. She's got to be 7 yards away. Pliskett, everyone stays back in coverage. It's tipped up, and somebody caught it. It's Houston. And bobbled around. UCD, they're not going to complain. They got a touchdown on the board. So that's two sure incompletions turn into positive momentum. Love that you're doing these streams, Max. Bengals Pro, I appreciate you tuning in. Always appreciate every member of our audience, whether they're tuning in for us or the visiting team, because it feels like we're the only team that really does these regularly, including for flag. Pliskett throws underneath, incomplete. UCD went 1 for 2 on their conversion plays in the previous game against the Belfast Trojans, and they open 0 for 1 here in this contest. So it's a 6-0 lead as the Dragons take the field for the first time. I believe this is number 10, Chloe Edie. That pronunciation is a guess. It is a handoff that's dropped, incomplete. Play is declared done at the time of the ball hits the ground. That way, fumbles don't result in pile-ups or other forms of contact in this non-contact sport, allegedly. Well, at least ostensibly, it's a no-contact sport. There's a reason that they've penalized contact. Double snap play. Quarterback can run. She gets around Shore. Hayden and Lee can't get the pull, and Kean now Houston gets it. 3 missed tackles for the defense. This is third down and 7 even. Not often do you see an official eating on the sideline, but you know, these are not professional referees, but they are trained in officiating. They all know the rules. Receivers will now be 2 to the right, 1 close to the left, and it's throw between 2 receivers incomplete. 45 and somebody else were on the coverage there as Edie goes back at this. It's a 4th down play for the Dragons. Four on the bench today for the Dragons, so they've brought a roster of 9. 2 in the backfield. Here's the pitch play. It's going to be a flag, and I believe this is a false start. The flag thrown by the official taking a snack break. And yeah, it's a snap infraction. So that results in the play going 5 yards back for the Dragons. Now it's going to be a more traditional formation UCD's used to defending. All 3 receivers left side. Edie takes a low snap. Shore forces the high arcing throw, and it's intercepted by Houston. So I didn't see the catch, but I saw them react, and that's good enough for me. 6 points on the board. UCD offense goes back to work. 1st and goal from about 21, 22 yards away. It's 25 yards to midfield on each side of the midfield cone. Looking over the top for Houston. Got her down the sideline. Stretching for the pylon. It's a touchdown, UCD. So that leads to a 12-0 victory, or score margin, I should say. UCD will line up for 1. Defense of the goal line for the Dragons. Pliskett on the throw, and it is caught by Veal. Was there a pull in the backfield? And no, they mark her short. So UCD still doesn't get the conversion play, but they're up 2 possessions. So 12-0.
Which gives you the advantage of not. No, you're not blitzing.
UCD's defense is back after the interception by Houston, who then finished off the play with a touchdown on in the ensuing drive. And Hattie Sweeney is going to call a timeout to make sure that they actually had 5 players on the field. Lori Lee was on the sideline before the play started. UCD only had 4 bodies out there to defend the play. So again, it's first half. You're up by 2 possessions. Probably best to spend the timeout and not risk having the play turn into something big. A lot of players for UCD are in their first or second year playing flag football, and Lori Lee is one of them. She's in her first year. She did play for a year in middle school, but this is a long way removed from that in as far as number of years. Lee is now in her second year of a biomedical engineering master's degree. Dragons were ready for the snap. UCD was not. Handoff on the play, and she slips before the 10. Shively Blinn takes the worst of that one, it looks like, as she's getting up just fine, as is the receiver. That play had the chance to go for more, but wet ground today at the home of the Dublin Rebels, who UCD will be playing in a few weeks' time, come the turn of the calendar to June. Double snap. Edie can run. Edie can throw. She shakes off Shore. She gets around Hayden, and Houston and Shore team up for the stop close to that first down line.
Heather, if that happens, just slow down and make her beat you outside, yeah? Don't dive in and let her make a miss.
So third down,
They can have it. I don't. It's fine.
I believe the North Down coach has lined up at the first down sticks.
We got blue Lori.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right.
Slow, Heather, slow.
And it's a toss play underneath. Quick pull from Lee and Shore, but it's a first down Dragons, their first of the day. Didn't get it by much, maybe 2 yards.
White. Emily, switch it, Lori.
3 receivers all to the left. UCD rolls their coverage, and the pass gets sailed over the head of the quarterback. So that first down play goes nowhere, and that results in second down. Shore again lines up to rush. It's going to be the same exact spot as the previous play. All receivers again to the left. Quick snap, quick cadence. Rolling, throwing, got the catch, got the run, and chased out of bounds. Nice play to 23, who is another unassigned number, because it's likely either Zoe Thompson, Jade Brennan, and Anna Devaney, or Haley Brown, and I don't know who it is, so I'm not going to say affirmatively which one it is. Really tight formation at the line. Passes underneath. Quick pull for another number 6 catch and run. Don't know who that is either. You may be able to sense the frustration in my voice, and some of that is just not having the names to talk about the players on the field. Actually, all of it is. This is now third down for the Dragons. This is actually fourth down for the Dragons. Their first down play went for nothing. You've had 2 positive plays in a row. Edie around Shore, can't get there. Pass is complete, and a pull at the 5-yard line ends the drive. Ball doesn't have to go for the spot at the automatic starting position, UCD's own 5-yard line. North Down will substitute off many of the players from previous. Sarah Galbraith is the one lined up near side, as is Susan Galbraith. Pliskett in the end zone with 2 receivers to her left, 1 to her right. From the end zone, look underneath for Veal. It's a shoe tops catch for a short gain. I believe the rain has restarted in Dublin. Someone puts her hand up. And Shore takes the aggressive block from Kaylee Veal. That was a really well-designed rushing play. The blitzer went right around Veal, and Shore ran right by her. I don't know why I decided to do that. I just did. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Shore again, fake the toss play over the top for Kean, off her hands. Incomplete. 66, that's Sophie Lachlan, who was there in coverage and had the quick pull. As UCD is now 6 yards away. Houston, motion to the right, looking out over the top for Shore, and Shore couldn't quite moss Galbraith. Incomplete.
Defense.
First stop of the day for the North Down Dragons.
Good job, coach.
Ava Mylan, I believe, is the one coming in number 3 for UCD, who will be rushing. Mylan's in her first year playing flag. She's a second-year English with creative writing student at UCD. Double toss play as North Down gets creative here, going toward the sideline. Shively Blinn pulls the flag and stops the play. North Down has been able to get some of these chunk plays. I'm very curious why Michael Harvey feels the need to discuss the nature of transcontinental shipping of fish. I mean, he is a Seattle, Washington native, so fair enough to him for understanding some of that. Edie, it's a handoff play. Flag on the play as well. So play is stopped. We're going to check the marker.
That's Santa Monica. It's not LA. Oh, Santa Monica's part of LA. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Guys, Santa Monica's not part of LA. It's not. I agree with Michael Harvey here. It's a distinct city. It's part of the greater Los Angeles area, but that's also massive. Sorry, but my human geography brain is just absolutely firing off with this conversation on the sideline, and it really shouldn't be, because this is an offensive penalty that results in second down being pushed even further back. Oh, boy. I so badly want to jump into Michael Harvey's defense and back him up with facts and figures, but my mandate is to talk about football, and here we go. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, as a raging debate goes on the sideline. North Down lines up, looking for everything. Shively Blinn, and she'll just watch the ball sail out of bounds. Probably best for it to just sail. It would likely not have been a completion if she caught. Shively Blinn broke up a pass against the Northwest Vipers late in the game last week, as the Vipers were closing in under 2 minutes to go. They had no timeouts, and if she catches the ball, it's an end of game. But she was playing to knock the ball down and didn't realize until after the play that it was better for her to probably just catch it. Edie, with Mylan in her face, gets the pass away, and a pull from Lee. That stops Lachlan. Fourth and midway. Got a long way to go. Roughly 12 yards, I'll call it. 3 receivers, all to the left side of the quarterback. Fields the high snap. Edie rolls up to the line of scrimmage. Mylan is there, and it's a catch from her knees for 17. There are names on the back of the jerseys, but I can't tell what that one says because the font is written like the Toronto Blue Jays script where there's lines in the middle of it, and that makes it harder to read. Bunch formation, left side. Bunch formation, left side of the defense, right side of the quarterback. As Pliskett, as now UCD is a bit confused about the alignment on this play.
Whenever, like, when a shot comes near you, right? It's goalkeeper.
Motion from Houston. It's a double toss play. Pliskett can run. Pliskett can throw. She's going to run. Gets some yards, not a lot. So about 4 yards there. This will be second down. The Galbraith, I believe, sisters will line up on the right side of the defensive formation. Low snap fielded by Shore, and it's a loss of yards on the toss. Yep, that was a loss of yards play from the 6, maybe the 7. Motion everybody now on the right side of Pliskett. She'll stutter step, looking for it all, going for Kean. It is not caught, incomplete off the hands. 12-0 lead for UCD. They scored on their first 2 drives of the half, starting the game with the ball. It is 12-0, and here's 4th down. Got to get it all here or a defensive penalty. Underneath to Houston. She's got a long way to run and does not get it all. Solid catch and run, but it results in a turnover on downs for the 2nd time in a row. UCD's offense is 2 for 4 on their drives so far in this half. Dragons are 0 for 3 with a turnover. And I believe that was the 2-minute warning. 1 timeout UCD, 2 for the Dragons. Trying to get something on the board before the half. They start with the ball. Back to whoever snapped the ball. Lee got the snap away. And I don't know who that is who was snapping the ball. So again, a slot receiver on the left is very close. It's a double snap play. Quarterback can run. Edie's going to go for it. Shively Blinn at the sideline does get the pull. Clock will continue to run. Clock is in UCD's favor here. North down gets themselves set. This is 3rd down. They're about 6 yards away. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Roll away from Edie, and off the fingertips, she gets it down inside the 1st down line. Lee and Houston team up for the stop on Sarah Galbraith. I don't know if it's Galbraith, Galbraith, or Galbraith. I didn't get a guide. I don't know. There's 68 seconds to go following the reset of the downs. There is a stop of the clock when they cross midfield for a 1st down. And this is going to be a double snap play. Edie can run. Edie can throw. She's behind the line of scrimmage. She's going to run. And the ball is fumbled as she ran into Houston. Play becomes dead there. As the clock stops because it was a fumble. 56 seconds. That was a 1st down play. Veal operating as a second coach, helping make sure that UCD's defense is aligned properly for who they get to cover and who they get to rush. All 3 receivers are left. The widest one comes motion to the right. Edie going out for the ball. Look at her. Hayden broken up as she came back for it. Hayden found it late and knocked it down. Third down. 51 seconds separate us from the halftime interval. North Down attempting to get on the board before the break. They will start the next half with the ball. North Down's got both of their timeouts. Feels weird to say all two, but it is all two. Edie throwing underneath, got it complete, and a pull from Shively Blaine, a quick timeout for the North Down. This is now 4th down, North Down. Sorry, I just realized how funny that was to say out loud.
Oh, you know what's hard? Against.
North Down has been 0 for 3 so far on their drives. There are about 40 or so seconds left. North Down and UCD both have one timeout. This is 4th down. From the 10, Mylan is the designated rusher for UCD. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Edie steps up to the line of scrimmage. Looking back, pylon, had it open, complete. Touchdown, North Down. First scoring drive of the half comes on what is likely North Down's final trip with the ball in the half. And they will line up to go for 1 to put themselves on track to take the lead should they score again. UCD will line up tight as they make a home plate style formation around the ball. And inside, broken up. What a breakup by Houston. As somebody lost a mouth guard. As 17 picks it up, or at least picks up a mouth guard, and she'll carry it off. I don't know whose it is. I didn't see. UCD another time with the ball. This will be their 5th time with it in this half. Pliskett, toss play to Houston as Shore was also cutting. Quick pull, and UCD is going to call a quick play. Houston has to get the flag reattached before the play can be run. It was a 4-yard gain. Pliskett with 2 receivers to her right. Rolling that direction. Faking. Throwing out. Arcing pass, and it's incomplete. Probably for the best for UCD that fell to the ground. Samantha Black, the coverage player. Two receivers left. Now all receivers left following the motion. Pliskett, this is 3rd down UCD. Underneath Deville. She's going to run toward the out-of-bounds line as she's escorted there. North Down perfectly content to let Sophie Laughlin run her out of bounds. This is 4th down UCD. As apparently there are now signal callers for UCD. Not sure what they're signaling. All receivers left. Underneath, looking for Kean. It's caught, and she's got the ball. She's got the 1st down line. It will stop to reset the downs.
There you go.
There's 8 seconds left. UCD might have time for 2 plays. They've got 1 timeout. Full field is available for them here. There's 8 seconds to go. The clock doesn't start until the snap. 2 receivers now right, 1 to the left. Pliskett looking for something quick. She'll throw back across for Houston. It's a pull at the 10. Clock will wind. UCD, I believe, is going to call their last timeout. And UCD does call their last timeouts. So this will likely be the final play of the half. As UCD up by 6, trying to extend their lead before giving the ball back to the Dragons to start the second half of action. We're thrilled all of you have decided to join us. If you've got questions, pop them in the chat. Or if you want to just tell me where you're tuning in from, please do. I'm always curious to see the global reach of UCD American football. I know my parents are tuning in from Key Biscayne, Florida today, where I'm sure the weather is a lot lovelier than this. UCD's touchdowns on their first 2 drives have them in the lead. Houston, Veal, Shore, Kean are the 4 receivers for UCD. Defense of the goal line formation for North Down. All receivers to the right. Veal rolls out and curls underneath and has it, and the shoot tops incomplete, as that is the end of the half. So it's 12-6 UCD in the lead, as the Dragons will get the ball to start the second half of action. Once again, we're grateful for our partners, Tap House, proud partners of UCD American Football. Bar, Kitchen, and Sounds, the perfect place for your pre- and post-game events. And we would not be able to do these streams without all of you. Thank you again to those of you who donated money to help us buy this new camera. We're always looking to help cover costs associated with the season. Never know when equipment breaks. Never know when you need more money to pay UCD for practice time. Never know when you need more money for gas, because apparently petrol is just inexplicably expensive again. Revolut on the left, Venmo on the right. We always appreciate if you're willing to help us cover costs associated with running a football club this season. Thank you again in advance for helping us in 2026. Ah, so that's where you are, Sam. I was wondering why you were at the Hemingway house, which I knew was in Key West because I've been there. Yeah, if anyone's never been to Key West, Florida, number one, you're missing out. And number two, the Hemingway house is probably one of the coolest spots you can go. Although I also would say going to the Little White House is an amazing spot to go, where Harry Truman used to vacation when he was there for his 1 3/4 terms as president, because he served out the remainder of Roosevelt's 4th and then served one of his own. It's probably one of the coolest tours I've ever done was of the Truman Little White House, which is open to all presidents to stay when they come through Key West, Florida, which has become a happening military town. 12-6, the advantage for UCD. Dragons get the ball to start the second half. Again, we're grateful for all of you who are tuning in. If you haven't already, drop a comment in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. Always curious to see where people are tuning in from.
There's only 2 players at that formation, like corners, and then you might look at
It is 1:32 local time for UCD in this game in Dublin, and it is 8:32 in the morning for me. Woke up at 4:45, and thankfully I didn't have the 10 a.m. start games because I might not have been awake for those. I didn't get home from work last night until about 10:30. Actually, it was more like 10:40 because the traffic outside of my apartment is absolutely awful every night. Most of it's just stupid pedestrians refusing to use the crosswalk properly. And that's mostly because they've been spending too much time drinking. North Down will start from the right side of the field with the ball, as UCD will be defending the left end zone. I don't know the orientation of this field, so I don't know if this is north, south, east, or west, or somewhere in between. Hayden, Shively, Blinn, Shore, Houston, and Lee are the 5 coming out to start defensive responsibilities for the students in sky blue. North Down is in a somewhat darker shade of blue. Several players from UCD's tackle team are in attendance to watch as well as coach. Double snap play. Quarterback can run. She can throw. She's now only going to run. And Edie gets a few yards on the run. Chloe Edie has had good success moving the ball on that play. 20-minute rolling clock is back underway. It'll roll until we get to the 2-minute warning. Shore is going to be the designated rusher with all three receivers to the left of the quarterback. Underneath toss, and it's broken up. Was that a catch and then fumble? No. As Lee and the receiver collided. Ruled incidental, so no contact foul. It's a one-possession game here. Northdown, this could be a critical game for at least their confidence. Chloe Edie throws it out over the top. Got it complete down the sideline. 3 defenders chasing her. Nobody gets there. It's a touchdown, Northdown. So that is an early statement for the Dragons that they will not go quietly. Conversion play to take the lead. I believe that was Lachlan, number 66, on the catch and run. As Trojans and Red Bows are getting back underway on the field opposite us. Now, 3 receivers all line up on the right side. It's a no rushing zone. Edie's got it. Shore underneath, looking over the top, and this was out of the end zone anyway, even if she brought it down. So we're tied at 12. It is a tie game, and it's worth repeating at this point. If the game ends in a tie at the end of the second half, the game ends in a tie. There is no overtime in the regular season. Shore on the handoff play as Peach couldn't get out of the way to allow for more yards. UCD has their positioning secure in the next round. They will be playing for the Claddagh Bowl. As again, Pliskett going with a underneath from center snap. Looking over the top, it's incomplete. Coverage had a step on Houston as they attempted to try a sort of a fool me once type of play, looking for Houston over the top. Peach will line up wide to the right of the quarterback. Houston goes out again. Pliskett, this is 3rd down. Looking underneath, it's going to be almost intercepted, incomplete. Intended for Veal. Shore was nearby, but closest one to it was somebody whose name is not attached to that number on the jersey on my roster sheet. So thanks a lot. This is 4th down UCD. Got to get to the midway line. Pliskett underneath, getting away from pressure, throws it to Veal. It's caught, a lot of room to go. And that's not going to be enough as Lachlan gets the pull. So 3 drives ending in turnovers on downs for UCD. 1 was the end of the half, and the other 2 were their first 2 of the game, going for points. Neither team has scored a conversion, and that leads to a tie game at 12-12. Shore is the designated runner. Lee and Hayden in coverage on the right. Houston playing safety, as now it's a 2-receiver set. Shore going after her, doesn't take a great angle. Shively Blinn misses on the pull. Houston gets it.
Stop, yeah? Stop diving forward. Your momentum's going that way. It just walks outside you.
Heather and Laurie, as soon as you see that other DP come up under center,
I believe that's Dan Vershu
No, Heather, you don't come up.
on the sideline as well. One of several players for UCD probably itching to get back to their season, as their record's been stuck at 4-4 for close to a month now. Double toss play. It's going to be a toss forward. Oh, Sarah Galbraith as she loses the ball.
She gets run into constantly.
12-on-12 action as the ball is still there. It's the obligation of both teams to keep the game moving, to recover incompletions or fumbles or otherwise lost balls. make sure the game stays at a crisp pace. This is going to be first down Dragons. Underneath play. Shore escorts her out to the 10-yard line as Shively Blinn as well. This is second down. 9 or so yards to go for the goal line. My only complaint about the camera placement today is that I am too close to the sideline to see plays at the near sideline. Granted, that's probably because there's another pitch on the opposite side of the camera. 3 meters long, second down play. The rain is picking up. Edie, close to the line of scrimmage, goes out over the top, and it's incomplete. This is now third down. In a tie game in the second half, every possession matters, and every point could prove critical. Edie will take the snap. It's low, and that's the end of the play. This is fourth down. An incomplete pass and a low snap turns what was a promising drive for North Down into desperation fourth down and 9. UCD playing a 3-2 as North Down huddles up, taking their time. They got to set up quickly. They only have 4 seconds, 3, 2, and they get the play off. Edie able to handle the snap, looking front pylon, got it, complete, touchdown. First lead of the day for the Dragons as they go up by 6. 18-12. So now the critical conversion play. Will they go up by 7? 3 receivers, hands on the snapper. Edie lines up, throws, front pylon, got it, complete. And that is the conversion. Now it's a 7-point lead. Largest lead of the game was UCD with 12. The Dragons have scored 19 unanswered. Peach is the receiver on the near side of the field. It's Millie Peach, who has also played on UCD's tackle team. Toss play to Shore. She dances around one, dances around a second, not quite. Susan Galbraith on the stop. Yeah, the rain is starting to pick up again as UCD in danger of dropping their second game in a row to finish the first portion of the season 6-3. Pliskett throws it out and into dangerous territory. As that was Lachlan diving for it. So here comes third down. Have to get to the midway line to reset the downs. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Pliskett rolling right. Finds a receiver. It's Houston. A quick pull from Sarah Galbraith. But this sets up a makeable fourth down. Seven yards even to go to the first down line. Pliskett rolls right underneath for Houston. It's a pull before the first down line. And the stretch for Houston, she says it's first down. Black says it's not. And indeed, the referee agrees with Susan Black and the North Down Dragons. Turnover on downs. As here is a critical moment. Could North Down go up by 2 possessions here and potentially put the game out of reach? This is their 3rd time with the ball this half. North Down has no incentive to go quickly as they're the team in the lead. Double snap. And UCD appealing for a penalty. They won't get it. Hayden pulls it. So that first down goes for positive yards out of about 5. And the Dragons, no incentive to go quickly. They will take their time with a 7-point lead. They are allotted 20 seconds from the start of the play clock. Rain is picking up in intensity. 3 receivers to the left. And Edie finds a receiver. Lee and Shively Blinn can't get the pull. It's going to be a flag on the coverage here. Let's see. Let's see what the call is. And it's a flag guarding call on the offense. So they lose the down and they'll have the ball marched back. The clock stops as the officials adjudicate the decision. So Shively Blinn again taking collision as sideline is asking whether she needs to come off, and Shively Blinn says she's fine. This is her first year playing flag, and she's probably used to contact from her days as a goalkeeper in soccer. 2 receivers right, now 2 receivers left. It's going to be a toss play back to the quarterback. Edie can run, Edie can throw. Shore forces her into a decision. It's a throwaway, incomplete. This is now 4th down.
When you slow down, Heather, she knows she can't get the angle.
As Shore finally slowed down on her rush. Not a lot of time left. UCD is down by 7. The Dragons, again, no incentive to go quickly. We're north of 2 minutes. 2 receivers again, right. It's going to go straight back to Edie. Fakes the underneath throw. Looking deep, looking for Hayden's receiver. It's broken up. Incomplete.
Emily, you're coming off, okay?
Wanted Galbraith, couldn't find her. 3rd time with the ball for UCD. As looks like Houston is going to take a breather. Veal, Shore, Kean, Peach with the quarterback, Pliskett. 2 receivers left and Peach wide right. She'll step closer. Now she'll go motion left. Pliskett curls up to the line of scrimmage. Has to do something with the ball. Looking out for Shore. And it's caught. Heather Shore makes the catch. Gets a great first down gain. This is 2nd and call it 3. Maybe 2. UCD is 1 score behind. They could go for 2 to take the lead or 1 to tie the game. 2 receivers right becomes 1 receiver right as Peach goes in motion. Looking underneath, looking for Veal. It's broken up. Well defended, Samantha Black. UCD scored on their first 2 drives of this game. And then downs, end of half, downs. Go their next 5 drives. Underneath, toss play to Shore. Got to get that first down. She'll stretch, and he does get it. So that 3rd down conversion goes well for UCD. It is 8:48 in the morning. We're looking at 1:48 in the afternoon in Ireland. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. They reset their alignment. First down, UCD. Got to get to the goal line to finish this play with points. Catch made by Shore. Black with the pull as Shore falls down following the pull. So yet another long throw to Shore. Veal looking for the play as she now leans over the ball to send it back. Kean wide to the left. Looking underneath, toss play to her. Kian's got a lot of room. She can go, and it's a pull at the 5. Yes, right at the 5-yard cone. This is 3rd down. UCD's got 2 tries at the end zone here. A touchdown would still have UCD in behind, as the conversion by the Dragons has them in the lead by 7. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Pliskett looking for somebody, finds Pete. It's broken up as the coverage player pulls up Lema, grabbing at her left ankle, injury timeout. And because that was Sarah Galbraith, she presented as injured. She's going to have to come off for a play. And now she goes down again. And I think this is just checking her shoe. So she does have to come off for a play. Right? I think. All right, that's interesting. She's allowed to stay on the field. Clock will now wind. We're still north of the 2-minute warning. 19-12. 4th down. Goal to go. Underneath toss. Kean, can she pull it across the line? No. She is short by a yard. That's at least the 4th time today UCD has been right at the goal line and was not granted the stretch. It is still a 7-point game. Now, Dragons can't exactly kneel this one out. They do still have to run plays. We are still north of 2 minutes. 2 receivers left. It's a double toss play. Shore in the end zone misses the safety. And Hayden, Shively Blinn both team up to get the pull. Boy, that safety there would have really changed the dynamic of the game. And we again, the Dragons do not have any incentive to go fast. They can pull this down to about the 2 minutes if they get a first down here. Short toss play. Shore has it quickly. Shore finally taking the coaching there, slowing down, forcing the player into a tough decision, and then yanking the flag when she's indecisive. This is 3rd down. Clock is still winding. Dragons have 20 seconds from the time the ball is snapped to start the play. 3 receivers left. Edie is going to throw underneath. It's right at that first down line, and it's short by 2.5 yards or so. This is 4th down.
I just want to see information first, okay?
UCD waiting for the offense to get into alignment before they figure out their coverage.
66, Lori, yeah. Up, Lori.
It's going to be a 2-pitch play, and Edie loses the ball out of bounds, but that's the end of the play. And flag on the play, actually. So let's check the flag as Colum Ennis, he tossed that one with a good arm. Now, Ennis will discuss with the near side official about what happened, as well as back judge will come in as well to help adjudicate this foul. We had a tight game here. Dragons can potentially put the game away with a scoring play here. They waive off the penalty after discussion. So instead, it's just a running play for Edie to get the first down.
Doesn't have to have the body set on his bounds, but if they're both already out of bounds, there's no impact on the play. You're not supposed to tell contact that has no impact on the result of the play.
All right, fair enough explanation. Contact was on the play, but both players were out of bounds, so no impact. Double toss play. Edie is going to run, break free, and gets around Shore, gets through, and Houston able to make the pull. No, that's Hayden, 8, not 12.
Guys, make sure we're going at the flags at a good angle.
This is 2nd down. Inside the no rushing zone. Of course you have downs. You're north down. 3 receivers to the right. Edie takes the wide snap, throws it out over the top. It's complete. Touchdown, Dragons. So that leads to a 13-point advantage. And suddenly the sand is drifting through the hourglass for UCD. 6-2 entering this game, in danger of falling to 6-3. And going into the second portion of the season on a 2-game losing streak. We are now at 2 minutes. Conversion plays are timed as opposed to tackle football. And the throw is incomplete. Had 2 receivers in coverage, bust. Both couldn't get there. So UCD is down 13 points. They'll get the ball here. Both teams have all their timeouts. There is no make it, take it type of play. So UCD's got to score, get a stop or a turnover, and then score again. Pliskett fakes the underneath toss, goes up toward the side. He's going to do something with it. Throw it away. Looking for Kean as there's contact between her and Galbraith in the field. No penalty. It's just an incomplete pass for second down. Three straight drives to end with turnovers on downs for UCD, including one ending at the doorstep. Pliskett finds a receiver, gets to Houston, it's out of bounds. That will stop the clock. It looks like the Trojans won again, so they'll move from 7-1 to 8-1 on the season as they beat the Dublin Redbows, I assume from the celebration. That's one of the teams that's going to make top 5 in the Claddagh Bowl. Throw is underneath. This is going to be a critical fourth down for UCD. Trojans have secured their spot in the top 5 by virtue of their 2 wins today, finishing the season 8-1, likely for second, maybe for first. Pliskett has to get rid of it, throws it back for Peach, and it's broken up. That's another turnover on downs for UCD as the offense goes cold following a hot start. 2 touchdowns to make it 12-0, and then 25 unanswered points for the Dragons. They have a 2-touchdown lead, but as you may have been able to hear from their sideline, no need to be a hero. The goal is to keep the clock running and keep the ball secure. So likely expect some running and underneath throw plays for North Down, and something high percentage. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Edie is going to take the pitch play. She can run, she can throw, and she's going to throw back for Susan Galbraith. Quick pull from Houston. UCD's got both of their timeouts. We are under 2 minutes to go. Clock is going to continue to run as that was a completed catch. North Down has no incentive to go fast, and they won't. Pitch play again for Edie. She can throw, and she does. Finds Galbraith again. Quick tackle for Houston. Dragons likely taking some lessons from a loss to the South Dublin Panthers white squad. Clock is running. It's 3 seconds to third down here. Play clock is still going. Again, North Down has no incentive to go fast. Handoff play. And that's Lachlan running around.
What's that? I will take a timeout then.
Timeout UCD. If UCD gets the stop here, the clock will stop. And again, it will go back to the automatic starting position, barring a interception. And this is again, it's a implausible recovery here for UCD by virtue of going 0 for 4 in their second half offense here in the rain in Dublin. And Northdown is going to take the chance here to swap the ball for a drier football by comparison. This was one of my many roles with UCD at practices, was to cover the ball and wipe it during practices. Toss play back to Edie. They got a long way to run and flag on the play. She gets the first down. And it's a shielding play on the offense, but that since that was fourth down, that's the end of the drive. I think. Oh, right, because the play would have resulted in a first down, so they have to. Yeah, they unfortunately do have to take the penalty because the play resulted in a conversion. So it's now a repeat of fourth down. UCD does not get the time back. So that's just another play run off the clock. Northdown taking the entirety of the 20-second clock, even though the clock is stopped. Two receivers right, one to the left. Toss play, Edie, she's going to run, lot of room, and Shore gets the quick pull. Stop of the clock. It is a implausible comeback. 11 seconds to go. This is
Falcons.
UCD has had an explosive touchdowns this season, but Northdown, they can give up a score here and still be in the lead by a lot. A 13-point advantage. Pliskett throws it for Kean and Shore. Kean makes the catch. And UCD's got one timeout left. And they won't take it. That's the end of the game. A 25-12 win for the Northdown Dragons as they walk away with a victory today, getting 25 unanswered points. So, two finals today for UCD. They lose to the Belfast Trojans 32-13, and they lose to the Northdown Dragons 25-12. UCD spot in the next portion of the season is secure. They will play a round-robin format against the other top 5 finishers. So it'll be 4 more contests for this UCD team. June 6th will be the next games. And then June 27th will be the final games of the regular season for UCD. As once again, a huge thank you for everybody for joining us. My name is Max Wolpoff, and on behalf of all of us at UCD American Football, we thank you for tuning in for the entirety of the Claddagh League season that we were able to show you. We were not able to get week 1 because the camera broke the prior week against the Belfast Trojans, so we had to fundraise during our last tackle football game. UCD tackle team will be playing another game. I'm going to pull up the calendar to make sure that I have this correct of when they play. Saturday, May 23rd, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, U.S. start time. That is a 2 p.m. kickoff from Belfast. It'll be at Darramore Park, as that will be the restart of the season for UCD, who have been on an exam break. The next games for the Claddagh League will be Saturday, June 6th, followed by Saturday, June 27th. Will be the final games of the regular season for flag football until next Saturday at exactly this time. So 7 complete days from now. Thank you for joining us. We're thrilled you were able to make us part of your day. I'll put the donation links up once again. Revolut on the left, Venmo on the right. We thank you to everybody who was part of today's contest, and we would not be able to show you these games without the support of Tap House, Bar, Kitchen, and Sounds, proud partners of UCD American Football, the perfect place for your pre- and post-game events. Now, If everyone will excuse me, I'm going to go back to bed because I've got a long day of working baseball tonight. But if you're interested in donating money to UCD to help us cover costs this season, the links are on the screen and will be there for a few more seconds before I stop the stream. Thanks for joining us and have a great rest of your Saturday.